Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for joining us. This is the fourth episode in the series, The True and Hidden Origin of the Ewe People. In our previous episode, we took real peeps into some assimilation strategies employed on the Ewe people in Nigeria, Benin, Togo, and Ghana. This episode is dedicated to the Ewe people of Cote D'Ivoire. It is sad to know that most of the indigenous Ivorian Ewes are being, if not already, assimilated to the Akan and Kru tribes by the colonizer, France. They are taught in school that they are from the Akan tribe of Ghana. Their history books are written and printed in France and shipped to them, carrying messages that they belong to the Ashanti tribe of Ghana. As of July 2024, the Joshua Project, which is a Christian organization, published that there are 20,000 Ewe speakers in Cote d'Ivoire who are found in Abidjan, and they stated that these 20,000 people are not indigenous to the Cote Ivorian territory. Another organization known as People Groups also published the same information, and it is clear that they got the information from the Joshua Project. These publications are greatly flawed because there are many indigenous Ewe settlements in Cote d'Ivoire. Individuals and groups of people are connected by what is referred to as culture. And culture refers to the shared customs, beliefs, social behaviors, and material traits, including food, clothing, dance, and festivals, among others. We know that in Africa, there are major factors that tell the tribe or ethnicity of a group of people. These factors include names, language, food, music and dance, festivals, norms, belief systems, worship, clothing, among others. Having said that, let's look at the various aspects of cultural expressions of the indigenous Ivorians who have been told by the colonizer that they come from the Ashanti tribe of Ghana. Taking food. Some southern Ivorian tribes eat foods that are accustomed to Ewe culture. These foods are indigenous to them. That is to say, these foods are their staples, and they include yam slices and yam fufu, ewokble, amokble, yakayake, abolo, ademedechi, agbelikaklo, aklijogbo or kokli, and many others. Now in Ghana and the whole of sub-Saharan Africa, these foods are strictly indigenous to the Ewe and Fon cultures because they are related people. None of the Akan subgroups eat these foods traditionally, and they do not even know how to prepare them until they are taught by an Ewe person. So, if truly there are no indigenous Ewe Ivorians, how is it possible for immigrants to over-influence the diets of indigenous people, including their staples? Taking clothing. The southern Ivorian tribes weave and wear kente, and this is the signature of Ewe culture. Their looms and designs are identical to those of the Ewe people. Kente originates from the Ewe people, and on Ewe land, all the various Ewe subgroups weave kente. That is to say, the Anglos, the Vedumes, the Ves, the Pinis, the Crepes, and the rest all weave kente. Kente is again woven among the Evers of Ghana, Togo, Benin, and Nigeria. So, among the Ewe people, kente is not woven by just one subgroup or in just one town. However, among the Akans, who are mistakenly claiming the origin of kente, it is only the Ashanti subgroup that claims to be weaving kente, and even with that, it is only in Bonwe and a few surrounding villages that this kente weaving can be seen. All the other Akan subgroups in Ghana do not even know how the looms look like in reality. The truth is that kente weaving was taken to Kumasi first and later to Bonwe and its vicinity by the Ewe people who first went there as traders, who brought their wares from Ewe land and later got married to Ashanti women and settled there. Thus, they set up their looms there and started weaving kente for the already available market. These forebears are all dead by now, yet their children and great-grandchildren are carrying on the trade. As of today, most of the kente woven in Everland, in Ghana, Togo, and beyond are taken to Kumasi for sale because the Ashanti people marketed the cloth globally, thus creating a global marketplace for the cloth. Again, let's consider the fact that the Ashanti tribe was formed in the year 1701 AD, and records show that before then, the Ewe people were already weaving kente. In 1668, Alfred Dapper mentions Ewe kente in his book Description of Africa. Again, in 1670, Wehan Jonan Miller, a German explorer and trader, received Ewe kente from the king of Alada, describing it as costly and beautiful. In 1843, Johann Gottlieb Christaller, a German missionary, documented Ewe kente patterns and meanings in his ethnographic research. Kente is not original to Akan culture, but rather Ewe culture. So, Southern Ivorians' clothing patterns are more representative of Ewe culture. Now let's consider names. We know that in Africa, names, particularly surnames, are distinctly tribal or ethnic identity. Thus, a person's surname can easily tell his ethnicity or tribe. For instance, in Ghana, names such as Ni, Okai, Dede, Ashite indicate the person is of Gad Dangbe origin. Names such as Hassan, Seidu, Zana, Zut are of northern origin. Then, Boateng, Boafo, Edria, Akenteng, Edriako, Boama are of Akan origin. Names such as Agbo, Drogba, Drovu, Agbenyo, Ganyo, Kotoka, and Akakbo, for instance, are of Ewe origins. Now, in southern Cote d'Ivoire, many people respond to names such as Agbo, Drogba, Ngbati, Nwefwe, Nsunu, Ndanu, among others. Then others respond to weekday names as Kojo, Kobla, Koku, Kofi, Kwame, Kosi, with some being the derivatives such as Kosivi, Kosiga, Kosikoko, etc., and for all the days. Now, These weekday names are mostly used as surnames by the Southern Ivorians, and that is purely Ewe culture on display, because the Ewe people use the weekday names as surnames. In Ghana, the Akas do not use the weekday names as surnames. They mostly use them as first names and on some occasions as middle names. In Ghana and the whole of West Africa, it is only the Ewe tribe that uses weekday names as surnames. Again, names or first names such as Ajo, Abla, Aku, etc. for females as used by Southern Ivorians indicate Ewe culture. Akas do not name their children Ajo, Abla or Aku. So, Southern Ivorian naming patterns are more linked to Ewe culture than Akan culture. Still looking at names, we can consider the name of towns and cities or villages. The first is Agbove. Agbove, that is to say Agbokopa or Agbofe in every language, where V is village and so is Kope or Fe. Ajope. Ajope is purely an Ewe settlement. Akupe. So we have Akupe in Cote D'Ivoire, we have Akwepe in Ghana, and we have Akumape in Togo. All these are Ewe settlements. Then we have Ngwe. This word is Ngwe. So we have Ngwe in Cote d'Ivoire and we have Ngwepe in Togo. Our next place we want to discuss is the capital of Cote d'Ivoire, which is Yamoussoukro. Yamoussoukro. Now, this name is Amoussou. Amoussou. And Kro is village. So it is Amoussou's village. Amoussou's village. Now, Amoussou is actually Amoussou by the Anglophone Ewes. However, the Francophone Ewes get the OO sound by combining O and U, because U in French is oui, so they cannot make it Amouissou. It has to be Amoussou. So the Francophone Ewes extend the writing as this. That is why we have Amoussou Copper in Togo and we have Yamoussoukro in Cote d'Ivoire. This is an Ewe settlement because Amoussou is actually an Ewe name. Now we have looked at food culture, clothing, and naming patterns. Let's consider festivals. Major tribes in southern Ivory Coast, like the Baule people, that is the descendants of Ablapoku, celebrate yam festivals just as the Ebedome people do. The processes and procedures are the same, from hooting the yam to the end. The Akan people don't celebrate yam festivals traditionally. So in terms of festivals, the Southern Ivorians are more connected to the Ewe tribe or ethnicity than to the Akan ethnicity. So, people of Ewe settlements who bear Ewe names, eat Ewe foods, and celebrate Ewe festivals weave, wear, and are known for the Ewe signature Kente. Among many other identifying traits, have been told that they are Akans from the Ashanti region of Ghana. Most of them believe it and are calling themselves and their children Akans. This is how many Ewe subgroups in Cote d'Ivoire, Liberia, and beyond have been deceived and assimilated to other tribes today. Understand that they use the school system and other mechanisms to achieve this. This was the same strategy used for the Southern American people who were deceived to believe that they are Akans from the Ashanti tribe. So when most of them took DNA tests and the results proved otherwise, they said the DNA tests were wrong. The Baule people and many other tribes in Cote d'Ivoire are originally Ewe, Fon, and Akposo people who have been assimilated Akan tribe. All these have been engineered by the French, and the Akans are only conduits. But why are nations spending millions trying to deceive people of their ethnic backgrounds? Why do they want the Ewe people to lose their identity at all costs? Well, it is all because the Ewe people have a global significance. Thank you so much for watching. Join us in our next episode where we'll talk about this global significance, starting with the origin of the Ewe people. Bye.